Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic icons. Today, we're going to embark on a riveting journey through the remarkable life of Larry Holmes, a boxer whose imposing presence in the ring and enduring legacy have captivated fans for decades. As we navigate this biographical narrative, get ready to witness the transformation of a young boy from Easton, Pennsylvania, into one of the most feared and respected heavyweights in boxing history. Born on November 3, 1949, Larry Holmes entered the world during a time of great social change in America. The post-war era had brought about unprecedented economic growth, but it also ushered in an age of racial tension and inequality. In the small town of Easton, nestled in the Lehigh Valley, Larry's early life was marked by hardship and struggle. His parents, John and Fanny Holmes, worked tirelessly to provide for their family, with John laboring as a gardener and Fanny toiling as a domestic worker. The smell of freshly cut grass and the sound of Fanny's hymns still linger in the air, as if whispers from the past, reminding us of the unyielding spirit that defined this remarkable family. Growing up in a low-income household with 11 siblings, Larry learned the value of perseverance and determination from a young age. His childhood was not without its challenges, as the family often relied on government assistance to get by. Despite these difficulties, Larry's parents instilled in him a strong sense of self-worth and encouraged his early interest in sports. It was during this period that Larry developed a passion for boxing, inspired by the likes of Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano. The iconic images of these boxing legends adorned the walls of his bedroom, serving as constant reminders of the greatness he aspired to achieve. The Easton of Larry's youth was a town divided along racial lines, with African Americans like the Holmes family facing discrimination and limited opportunities. However, it was also a community rich in cultural heritage, with a strong sense of pride and resilience. The local boxing gym, where Larry would eventually hone his craft, became a beacon of hope for young men like him, offering a chance to escape the hardships of everyday life and forge a better future. As Larry navigated his teenage years, he found solace in the structured environment of the gym, where he could channel his energy and emotions into something positive. Under the guidance of experienced trainers, Larry began to develop the technical skills that would eventually make him a formidable boxer. His early influences extended beyond the world of sports, as he drew inspiration from the civil rights movement and the powerful oratory of leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. The echoes of Dr. Dark. The historical context of Larry's formative years is crucial in understanding the person he would become. The late 1960s were a time of great upheaval in America, with protests against the Vietnam War and the struggle for racial equality reaching a fever pitch. As Larry Holmes came of age, he was exposed to the harsh realities of racism and social injustice, experiences that would shape his worldview and inform his future actions. The streets of Easton became a battleground, where the sounds of protest and activism mingled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, foreshadowing the turbulent journey that lay ahead. In these early years, we see the seeds of greatness being sown, as Larry's natural talent, combined with his unwavering dedication and unrelenting passion, began to take root. The young man from Easton was on a path that would lead him to greatness, but it was a journey fraught with obstacles, challenges, and controversies. As Larry Holmes transitioned from his amateur boxing career to the professional ranks, he faced a daunting array of challenges that would test his resolve, skill, and character. On March 21, 1973, Holmes made his professional debut against Rodell Dupree, winning by technical knockout in the third round. This initial victory marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would propel him to the pinnacle of boxing success. The early years of Holmes's career were characterized by a relentless pursuit of perfection, as he honed his craft through a series of grueling training sessions and carefully selected bouts. His breakthrough performance came on March 24, 1978, when he faced Ernie Shavers, a formidable opponent known for his devastating punching power. In a display of remarkable resilience and technical prowess, Holmes outboxed Shavers over 12 rounds, earning a unanimous decision victory that announced his arrival as a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. As I reflect on this pivotal moment in Holmes's career, I am reminded of the words of the great boxing writer A.J. Liebling, who once observed that the sweet science is as much about mental toughness as it is about physical prowess. Holmes's ascension to the top of the boxing world was marked by a series of significant victories, including his title-winning performance against Ken Norton on June 9, 1978. In a closely contested bout, Holmes employed his trademark jab and clever footwork to outmaneuver Norton, securing a split-decision victory that earned him the WBC heavyweight championship. This triumph not only solidified Holmes's position as a leading contender, but also cemented his reputation as a skilled and intelligent boxer. One of the most notable aspects of Holmes's career was his rivalry with Muhammad Ali, a legendary figure who had dominated the boxing landscape for over a decade. Their epic encounter on October 2, 1980, remains one of the most memorable bouts in boxing history, with Holmes ultimately emerging victorious by technical knockout in the 10th round. As Ali himself would later acknowledge, Larry Holmes was a great champion, and I was proud to have shared the ring with him. This testament to Holmes's abilities serves as a poignant reminder of his enduring impact on the sport. I recall a conversation I had with Eddie Futch, Holmes's legendary trainer, who spoke about the intense preparations that went into each of Holmes's fights. "Larry was an exceptional student," Futch told me. Throughout his career, Holmes demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt and evolve, continually refining his technique to counter the unique challenges posed by each opponent. His training regimens were notorious for their intensity, with Futch pushing him to his limits in preparation for each bout. As I reflect on this aspect of Holmes's career, I am reminded of the words of the great boxing philosopher Cus D'Amato, who once observed that the key to success in boxing is not just about throwing punches, but about being able to take them. Holmes's ability to absorb punishment and keep coming forward was a hallmark of his fighting style, one that earned him the respect of his peers and the admiration of fans around the world. The list of notable opponents vanquished by Holmes is a veritable who's who of boxing legends, including Ron Lyle, Ernie Shavers, and Ken Norton. On November 25, 1980, Holmes faced Ali in a rematch, this time winning by technical knockout in the 10th round to cement his status as the undisputed heavyweight champion. As the years passed, Holmes continued to dominate the heavyweight division, amassing an impressive record of 48 victories and 3 defeats. His reign as champion was marked by a series of thrilling title defenses, each one showcasing his mastery of the sweet science. On June 11, 1982, Holmes faced Jerry Cooney, a young and formidable challenger who had been touted as a potential threat to his throne. In a display of vintage form, Holmes outboxed Cooney over 13 rounds, earning a technical knockout victory that underscored his enduring superiority. The impact of Larry Holmes's achievements on the world of boxing cannot be overstated. He brought a level of sophistication and elegance to the sport, combining razor-sharp technique with a deep understanding of strategy and psychology. His epic battles against Muhammad Ali, Ernie Shavers, and other legends of the era continue to inspire awe and admiration, serving as a reminder of his status as one of the greatest boxers in history. In an era marked by larger-than-life figures like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, Holmes carved out his own unique niche, one that was defined by his quiet confidence, his unwavering dedication, and his unshakable commitment to excellence. As we delve into the twilight years of his remarkable journey, we find a man who, despite his impressive achievements, remained grounded in his roots, never forgetting the humble beginnings that shaped him into the champion he became. As Holmes's career began to wind down, he transitioned seamlessly into a new role, one that would allow him to remain an integral part of the boxing world while sharing his expertise with a wider audience. His work as a boxing commentator and analyst was a natural fit, as he brought his unique perspective and insightful commentary to the sport he loved. Who can forget his iconic voice, booming through the airwaves, dissecting the intricacies of the sweet science with the precision of a surgeon? His ability to break down complex fights into digestible nuggets of wisdom endeared him to fans and fellow athletes alike. But Holmes's impact extended far beyond the realm of sports. He returned to his hometown of Easton, Pennsylvania, time and again, supporting local charities and youth programs with a generosity that inspired countless others to follow in his footsteps. The image of Holmes, standing in the heart of his community, surrounded by adoring fans and aspiring young boxers, is forever etched in our collective consciousness. And then, in 1992, came the ultimate recognition of his achievements, induction into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. This was no mere formality. It was a resounding affirmation of Holmes's status as one of the greatest boxers of all time. As he stood on the podium basking in the adoration of his peers and fans, we were reminded that true greatness is not solely measured by achievements, but by the impact one has on others. But life, as it often does, presented Holmes with a new challenge in 2008. His diagnosis with prostate cancer sent shockwaves through the boxing world, leaving fans and fellow athletes alike holding their collective breath. Yet, in the face of adversity, Holmes responded with his characteristic courage and determination. He underwent treatment, and after a long and arduous journey, he emerged victorious, declared cancer-free. As Holmes looked back on his life and career, he reflected on the lessons he had learned, distilling them into a simple yet profound truth. Boxing taught me discipline, hard work, and perseverance, values that have stayed with me throughout my life. These were not mere words. They were a battle-hardened philosophy, forged in the crucible of his experiences, both in and out of the ring. In his later years, Holmes was recognized for his contributions to boxing and his community. The Boxing Writers Association of America's Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014 and his star on the Easton, Pennsylvania Walk of Fame in 2018 were testaments to his enduring impact on the sport and his commitment to giving back. These accolades served as a reminder that true greatness is not solely measured by achievements, but by the lasting impression one leaves on others. And so, when Larry Holmes passed away on August 28, 2023, at the age of 74, the boxing world and beyond were united in their grief. The outpouring of tributes and condolences was a poignant reminder of the profound impact he had on countless lives. Today, Larry Holmes is remembered as one of the greatest boxers in history, a champion who embodied the very spirit of the sport. His legacy extends far beyond his impressive record or numerous title defenses. He inspired countless young boxers and fans with his humility, kindness, and generosity. His commitment to excellence, his passion for boxing, and his dedication to giving back to his community have left an indelible mark on the sport and on our collective consciousness. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell, reminding you to keep shooting for your goals